My colleague Ayanda Mhlongo is in Pietermaritzburg. A very good afternoon to you, Ayanda. Tell us where you are and what you're seeing.
A very good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to our viewers at home. Well, we are coming to you live outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court, where at around 11:30, Judge Ayanda Mhlongo, of course, delivering his all-awaited judgment, dismissing the application by former President Jacob Zuma to stay his arrest. You remember that last week, Friday, the former president's legal team had filed this application to the Pietermaritzburg High Court, and at the time that was to try and hopefully delay his arrest. Of course, he was then he was then remanded into custody on Wednesday night, but there was still some hope insofar as the Jacob Zuma camp that should the court rule in his favor, this could have meant that he possibly go home at least for the weekend as he awaits the hearing in the Constitutional Court on Monday. You know that he's also filed that rescission application before the Constitutional Court, in which he hopes that the judges may reconsider their judgment and hopefully seeing him then leave the prison. So certainly a blow for the former president. This now means that he will have to remain behind bars at the Escourt Correctional Facility while he now waits for Monday and what could possibly be the outcome in the Constitutional Court. I must say though, Nzinga, that coming here this morning, there was it was expected that there was going to be supporters of the former president were going to converge outside the High Court, as they did on Tuesday when the matter was heard, although it was heard virtually and the judgment was delivered virtually by Judge Mhlongo. But there had been some anticipation that there was going to be a large number of supporters that were going to come out. We've only seen about 4 or 5 people wearing T-shirts with former President Jacob Zuma's face on. There is indeed has been a heavy police deployment outside the court since this morning. In fact, the road that we are standing in has been closed, and you can possibly see the police lights flickering there behind me. All those vehicles that you see there are vehicles of police officers that are here to maintain law and order here outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court. Of course, just in and around, we are now receiving reports as well. Earlier on, we did indicate that when we arrived in Pietermaritzburg, it seemed to have been quiet, but we are now told that there has been some protests that are now have started here in Pietermaritzburg. And while we don't know exactly what the reason is, but what we are being told by some of the people that were coming in from those protests, they are saying that they're also part of this widespread protest across the province of KwaZulu-Natal, concentrated mostly in Durban, in the area of KwaDukuza, and up north in the area of Empangeni, that these are also linked to the Zuma supporters that have gone on the rampage and want to see former President Jacob Zuma being released from prison. But here where we are, heavy police deployment. It is quiet, and insofar as this case is concerned, well, it's over now for the former president. He now has to hedge his bets on what the Constitutional Court in Zinga is going to decide on Monday. Zinga?
Ayanda Mhlongo giving us an update from Pietermaritzburg. Thanks so much for that.